All right. I'm good to get started here. Make sure everything is working. Let's go to the hands-on camera. All right. It's going to be doing another technology unboxing and trying things out type of stream here. Got a few different products. Some of it's on Amazon, some of it's not. So for the people on Amazon, you'll have to look around a little bit for one of the items. But other than that, that stuff is there and available. Let's see, what do I need here to get started? All right. I'm going to do a recording. This camera here. So this is a bunch of display technology. Got some older stuff, got some newer stuff with what I'm going to be showing here. First off, we've got this LLANO. I'm not totally sure what this does, but we'll find out together. It's some sort of HDMI transmitter, but it's also for phones. So we'll see how that works. Then this thing here, this is a GameStop branded composite to HDMI display adapter. So you take composite from a retro gaming console or something, which I have a Super Nintendo here that we'll try that out with. And then that goes to HDMI. And then these are just little HDMI couplers. So if you have two short HDMI cables, you can use these to join them together. We'll see if I need that. And then this thing, this is a screen. So they call it a portable monitor. 15.6-inch IPS. Oh, I should also mention I purchased this. But this thing here, LLANO sent me this at no cost, but they always have to agree to my collaboration terms, which means they have no say in any of my content, and they're not allowed to preview anything that I make. So that's that. And then I bought these. Anyways, I think I'll probably start with the screen here. So it's a WGK branded 15-inch or 15.6-inch IPS screen, and that's the diagonal. I'm not sure what that would be in a different measurement system. W156F1. So it looks like it's going to come with a display cable, a USB-C cable, and then the manual. Let's pop it open. Have a look. All right. There's the manual. Let's see what languages they have. Okay, it looks like it's all English. Yeah, there's a lot. Got a little quick start guide type of thing. I think I'll probably be able to figure it out, but see, it looks like it has a 3.5mm headphone jack, different controls, OSD menu. So here's some of the specifications of it. Okay, here we've got millimeters. So 344 by 194 millimeters for that. Actually, let me check, make sure that my microphone is working. I don't have a display for that over in that area, but yeah, it looks like it's working. Cool. That looks good. Oh, you can hear it. Nice. Thank you. Oops, I forgot to disable that preview. Awesome. All right. So again, this is the IPS type screen, 344 by 194 millimeters in size. It is a 1080p resolution, 16 by 9. So for the retro gaming stuff, it's going to be a different aspect ratio. 16.78 million color, 6500 Kelvin color temperature. I guess that's like the default or something. Or maybe that's just the backlight color temperature. And then we've got 250 CD meters squared for brightness, 1000:1 contrast ratio, 178 degree vertical and horizontal viewing angle, 60 hertz for the refresh rate, 1.46 pound weight. It's pretty lightweight. It says it's going to use around 6 watts of power. And it's got a mini HDMI port, 3.5 millimeter audio jack, and 2 USB-C ports. And then it does have speakers built in, so 1 watt times 2. There it is. Oh, this is a cute little thing. It's kind of dirty. Have to clean that. So it does have 2 screw connections on the back. Yeah, it's very thin. And on the inside here, we've got some cables. Oops. I'll have to get a cloth to clean this thing. Just get the box out of the way. Again, that's the W156F1. Let's see. Use this. And maybe some Windex. And it definitely picks up fingerprints very easily. So it looks like it has a matte finish to the screen. That's nice. I'd prefer that over the reflective screen types. Yeah, it's not a screen for kids. No, it's a portable screen. So for example, if you have a laptop and you want to have a second screen with your laptop when you're going to go to some sort of hotel or something. Yeah. So on the back here, it's got a little kickstand. It's kind of thin and it's plasticky. It does have 2 screw connections on the back. I'm not really sure if that's any sort of standard, but it's nice that there's some sort of screw connection. Yeah, I would assume it's for some sort of wall mount, but VESA wall mounts have 4 screws usually, I thought. So I'm not sure what these are, like what spec, if they have a specific specification or anything. As we can take a look at the information here. So there's the information says 5 volts, 2 amp, 12 volt, 3 amp, and then 15 volt, 20 volt. So it looks like it supports PD charging. Are you saying no, it's light enough, 2 screws and the wall mount will hold it? Yeah, it's possible. It could be the same. I mean, it could be the same size. It looks a little, those screws look smaller than VESA ones, but I'm not totally sure. We can potentially figure that out later on and see. I'm trying to think if I have any of those screws offhand, like available. Yeah, they look small. I can get a measurement device of some sort. It's probably in the specifications, but let's see, does this have, yeah, this has centimeters. Let's see. Whoops, what's that? M5? I'm not sure. But it looks like it's smaller than... So these are supposed to be centimeter? Oh, 5mm? Okay. Yeah, so it looks about... Yeah, it does look like half. So 5mm. Nice. So is M5 the VESA spec for the size? I'm not sure. Let's see. We can potentially look that up at some point. See if it is. Whoops, what did I do? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I do like the matte finish as opposed to the reflective type screens. Let's see what else we've got here. So there's a... Oh, you think it should fit? Okay. Much appreciated. So we've got two USB-C ports, and that's a mini HDMI. So it's not a micro. It's got a little bit larger of a port than I thought it would be. It's not bad. I do have some adapters for that if I need them. And on this side, we've got... Get it focused. Whoops. Sorry. Can't tell if my screen is showing that or not amazingly well. Yeah, we've got the different buttons for the menu system. And I think this is a headphone jack over here. Then on the bottom, we've got some rubber stuff to prevent it from sliding, it looks like. Cool. Oh, okay. And then there are some sort of, whoops. So it indicates the connection point. And then it says two charging. I don't know why I had two of them. Not really sure what the purpose of two USB ports would be. Unless it somehow uses both to charge. Zoom up. And then the cables that came with, we've got mini HDMI to standard HDMI cable. So it's too bad that they wouldn't have just put, whoops, trying to get my camera to cooperate. It's too bad that they wouldn't have just put a standard size port on there. I feel like they could have made it work, but They went with the mini style. So you'll have to bring this thing around or some other adapter. And then it looks like a pretty thick USB-C cable. Looks nice, pretty decent quality. It's got metal connector cases on it. And it's thick. And I have a device over here. This is Imfish. This company sent me this a while back. The Imfish power station. It does up to 240 watts over 4 different USB-C ports. So the main port does 140 watts. And then this one does 100 and then 30 and 30. But it depends on how many ports you use and stuff. So this should be able to power this screen. I have to plug it in. But I think that'll work. Otherwise, I can look around and see if I have another USB power thing. So that's one potential limitation of this screen, is that you're going to need a fair amount of USB power for it to work well. This thing has RGB lights on it. We'll go to the teal. It doesn't show up too well on screen. But let's take this cable that it came with. And I'm just gonna pick the bottom one. Oops. These things out of the way. Like this. There we go. Let's plug this into the 100-watt port. Oh, there we go. Easy enough. So turned on. Make sure my camera's focused decently. No signal. So maybe I'll start with this LLANO thing. Again, LLANO sent me this to try out, make a video on, or something. But yeah, I'm not totally sure what it does. I'm gonna get some scissors. There we go. So I'm gonna get a drink. Still drinking this thing. So if you hear noises, it's me drinking this. This is the, what is it called? Sorry. I think it's the point-to-point screencasting and mirror extension. So this should work with phones potentially to output it to a screen. Yeah, there's some specific information here. It says it's normal for it to heat up during use. Only Apple devices require a PIN code. The transmitter doesn't require charging, but it's Type-C port. Receiver must be powered. First disconnect all device, press the transmitter. All right. So this one might be a little bit technical. So it's the S850. We've got Japanese language on one side. Let's see. I'm drinking this. Got the receiver, transmitter, USB power cable, and HDMI extension cable. Type-C 3.1 port, paired status. There's a little bit of a suggested setup. Connect the receiver, plug in the HDMI extension to the HDMI port of the receiver. So in my case, it's going to be the screen. And then plug in the power cable into the Type-C port of the receiver. So I'll be powering that as well. Then we've got plug in the HDMI extension of the receiver into the display end. The power cable and receiver and display 5-volt adapter. All right. Screen will appear on screen. So we can just try to use the receiver first and see if it displays on the screen. And then they've got a bunch of different information here. Here's some specifications. So the model is S850. Has a Type-C port, 5-volt, 300 milliamps, 1080p, 60 hertz. And then the transmission 50 meters to 160, or 50 meters or 160 feet with no obstruction. I'll probably have to look at this again, but I'll just get out of the way for the moment. So we can take a look at the actual device. Make sure it's focused. Yeah. It's very small. We've got something in here. So this is a USB-C extension. Okay, that makes sense, because if you connect it to a phone with a case, the extension would be useful. And we've got, this looks like the HDMI cable. It's very adhered. Yeah, this looks like got a little very thick cable. Okay, this is a standard HDMI cable, but it's super short. Very thick. Interesting. It's back in here. And this, man, these are really attached. Yeah, this looks like a USB-C to USB-A cable. Should zoom out a little bit. Make sure it's focused. Yeah, this looks like a standard USB-C to USB-A, but so this is for power, most likely. Probably use this. And here we've got the actual device. So there's a little strap. then it's got a USB-C connection. There's the power down here, or like a pass-through potentially. There's a button on it. They're pretty lightweight. Some sort of plastic on the outside. It does have a vent on the back. So it's got the, I think this is just to hold it. There's nothing in here. I don't think that does anything. It's just a indentation. So here's the HDMI. This is the receiver. And there's also a USB-C port on the side. So I think this one is the thing that needs to be powered with some sort of HDMI or some sort of USB power. So this is going to go to the screen that we have here. Make sure it's focused. Yeah, I'll put this in here. There's that. And then this has to be converted into, well, I could use a converter or I could use their cable. I think I'm just going to use the screen's cable. Because this has a specific size of HDMI. So it's going to go into here. Do I have it upside down? No. There we go. Then I need to power this with USB. But I need in my case, I need a USB-C to USB-C for this adapter over here, which I should link that. I can link that on Amazon. Take a second here to do that. So this thing over here is called the IMFISH E-Tank, IMFISH E-Tank power station. I don't think I need anything here. And they might have different versions of it, but this is the 240 watt version for this. So it has 4 USB-C ports and it has 3 standard outlets on the top. Let's see if I can easily link that. Didn't give me any results. Let's try again. I see 2 listings for it. That should be good enough. Sorry, I don't have a way to easily add it to the other ones offhand, unless I go back to my computer. Anyways, that's good. And then I need a USB-C cable. Do I have a good option over here maybe? There's an extension. This one's way too long. Let's try this. This is just a standard USB-C to USB-C cable. I'll try the 30 watt port. See if it works. Put it into here. Turned on. Okay, that worked without issue. Very nice. Got a little display of what we need to do here. Pull this up a little bit. Make sure it's focused. Yeah, so it says method 1, transmitter plus receiver. Insert the device. So this can go into a phone, which I do have. See if I can do this without. Whoops. I don't want to flash anything personal on my other phone, so I can try my phone that I'm using for the stream. Actually, let me see if I can go into Amazon Live on this one while it's running. I don't know if that's possible. We can see. So where is that? So it says live. Let's see if I can go in there. Another device. Join. So it appears to be working. Just gonna go like that. And then, so this isn't gonna work. Oops. With this case on here. So I'm gonna use this adapter. And we can see what that looks like. So this should be like a plug and play situation. Again, I don't know if that's a pass-through or what, but it's a USB-C port on the bottom. We can plug this into here and see what happens. I think it went in there. It's charged. It says open UVC camera. Okay. Oh no, that's not what I want. Maybe if I press the button. It says transmitter receiver, automatic connection. Pull down to find the icon, something like that. Let's see. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Hopefully that doesn't in my stream on Amazon. Guess I'll find out. Screen record. Bluetooth camera access. Maybe it's in here somewhere. There's a bunch of potential options to add to the swipe down list. Got airplane mode, flash, NFC, screen record. So it's possible this phone doesn't have that feature because I need to screencast. Yeah, I'm not sure. Apple devices. Oh, it says find LLANO S850. Pull down the screen. Oh, method 1. So that's method 2. Method 1, transmitter plus receiver. Insert the device in automatic connection. So it should Should just work. Oh, screencast Wi-Fi not connected. This does have screencasts. I can try that if I can't figure this out. You turn the Wi-Fi back on. Whoops. You can also look at the instructions. See if does this have Google Lens? Whoops. It says no internet connection. Why? Thought I turned the internet back on. Oops. Oh, it just went to their website. That's not helpful. Let me try this again. Yeah, it just goes to their website. Oops. Let's see. Not the easiest thing to figure out, I guess. Method 1, point-to-point screencasting. Plug in the HDMI to the receiver, Type-C port, power cable. And step 2, connect the transmitter, plug it into your phone or laptop, tablet. For screencasting within 10 seconds. Maybe I could just unplug it and replug it in and see if that. Connection option 2. So this does not require this device, this other option, but this one should automatically work, but it doesn't appear to be working. I'm gonna try it again. Definitely not plug and play. Yeah. Oh. Open UVC camera to handle USB billboard. No. So I wonder if I need an app on here or something. But it says that it should automatically do it. Push the button. Whoop. Okay, that flips the screen apparently. I could try the other phone, but it's not cooperating. I'm gonna try it without this. See if it'll screencast. Searching for devices. Let me look at the directions for this one. So this one says, I was casting on Android phone. Settings, maybe. No nearby devices were found. Let me turn on Bluetooth. I don't know if that makes a difference. Quick share, NFC. Screencast. Are you sure it's casting device described as puzzle on the box? Yeah, it seems that way. So it's not seeing this. Wireless projection. So it should see, the phone should see this thing as a casting device. I can unplug it and replug it in and see if that makes a difference. Okay, it does says, yeah, this is the icon. So I was searching for a device, it doesn't seem to find it. So I'm not sure. I get my other drink. Disconnect this and reconnect it. Go back a little bit. Let's try this again. Screencast. So it should see it, but it's not. It should be the easy option. I mean, the other one's supposed to be the easy option. There could be some setting that I have on this phone that's preventing it from working. Because it's very possible that I had changed some sort of like developer setting or something on the phone. Yeah, it says cast, no devices found. Oh. Well, I'm going to take a guess and say that this is like, why would this be hidden? Right? It's checked now. Oh. Okay. So it looks like there's a few screens around. Here it is right here. So yeah, a little bit of a mix of user error and a mix of hidden settings. Yeah, I don't know what it's using to connect. It's probably like Wi-Fi related, is my guess. Tap. Yes. Yeah. So it's connecting. So I will say that was a little bit of user error on my part. There we go. And then I can press this button to get a different view. But I mean, that's pretty cool. And then you can see some of my files on here. I mean, trying to think of what I can look at that's safe to look at on stream. Could do a snap bridge. So there's a camera thing. Wonder if I could connect to the camera and screencast at the same time. Try it. So here's this camera. Let's see if I can brighten this. Which button is what? So we've got volume, we've got OSD on the bottom. This another way. Yeah, this is it's a really neat little screen. Make sure it's focused. You can zoom in a little bit. There we go. Whoops. Whoops. I don't know what button does what here. It's the top two? No, it's not. So we've got, I could zoom in more. Let's go to the top. Brightness, contrast, eco mode, sharpness, DCR, aspect ratio, so you can actually most likely do oops. Port of 3, wide. How do we get out? Oh, there we go. Color temperature. Got the position of this window itself. Auto power down, HDR mode. And does that make a difference? Kind of does. Let's see this change. Was it off or was it auto? I'll leave it off. And then we've got signal source HDMI, low blue light, volume, and maybe I'm going to turn this volume down, but has FreeSync. This thing has FreeSync. So FreeSync is the AMD related display technology where it has the GPU and the screen connected together so they communicate and such. So you avoid tearing, I think, and similar display issues. So I'm going to try to connect to this camera here. Turn it on. Oh, what is it on? Yeah, it's on. Do I have a battery? Yeah. Go into menu. So it's got display connection on. Waiting for Bluetooth signal. Maybe I could, considering what we're doing, I mean, there's no way for me to keep it vertical. So that's one downside, is it doesn't have a stand for a vertical mode. Camera detected something. Camera Bluetooth detected app features can be used. Okay. Try remote photography. Connecting camera. I'm trying to think if I have a... Whoops. Connecting Wi-Fi. I don't need to look at the phone, I guess. Yeah, this is a cool little... This would be good for examples similar to this. Just need to be able to mount this to thing and see. It says the connection to the camera failed. Try again. It's possible that the Wi-Fi is being used by this screen sharing features. I'm not totally, no, it has a normal internet connection. Maybe I need to turn on, I don't know. Oh, everything's being shown on the screen. Well, I'm not sure. This is, I think everything is on the, whoops. Connect to smart device, pairing on. Pair devices. Oh, I don't know which one it is. SL. I think it might be this one. Go into Bluetooth mode, out of range. Maybe I should use a simpler example here. Is it this phone? Out of range. I thought I had Bluetooth on. It's on. I mean, it updates really quick on the screen. So it's a cool, yeah, this is just with, even without the transmitter. I'm saying it's pretty cool. And Android, at least this old, this prepaid phone, you know, it's cool. I don't know if there's anything else that I could do here. Let me just not show this for a second. Whoops. And then see what I could do with YouTube maybe. Oh, there's a, I could show one of my own videos. Yeah, that's probably fun. So there's that. And then, yeah, it goes pretty quick. So as I'm scrolling on here, go here, play a video. Yeah, ideally you'd want to have this screen vertical for this type of stuff, but it is working. Get that camera out of the way. Whoops. I do hear a speaker from the... Let's see. Oh, it has USB-C screen connecting. I'm not sure how to adjust the volume. So I have it maxed out on the display and on the phone. It's not very loud. Oh, nice.
shots of
Easy enough.
area.
Yeah,
Strong
that's really neat.
look to the foreground. Try to change them. Scroll down through the photos. Pretty much not ideal. So maybe that one setting I missed was vital to kind of make this work. I'm not sure. I'll try to experiment more in the future. Yeah, if you have any comments on how to get the best photos out of the camera, let me know. I'm always interested about your technique. What you use with your photography. You use 3 different modes on the camera. 2 of them are average priority. One was for
That's cool.
action.
All right. Very nice. Yeah, just using the receiver itself with HDMI and a USB power source and a phone that has the screencasting, which I think pretty much any recent Android phone does have the screencast feature. That's easy. It works. So I just noticed, it took me a while to figure it out, but there was a little checkbox in the screencasting settings. It's not going to let me get into it, probably. Let's see. If I go here, I just need to point that out so people don't waste time like I did. Up here, there's a little drop down, and I had this unchecked. So it clearly doesn't show any screens with the little thing unchecked. What's the point of this, you know? I have that setting. See if I can zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, so if you're having issues with this LLANO receiver just by itself, you gotta check this little box. And then it's gonna do its thing. So easy enough at that point. And then of course this is the screen based on this little receiver thing. So super cool. Easy in that case. Whoops. Sorry. I'm showing all my stuff on screen. We could try this again, the transmitter thing, but it didn't seem to. It said within 10 seconds, it should automatically work. I need to uninstall that. I'm going to uninstall this app that it's saying, just in case that's causing problems for me. All right, let's plug this back in. So it said within 10 seconds, but it's possible this is already linked to the screencasting feature. I'm going to disconnect this. Plug back in. And then disconnect this. Try this again. It's blinking. There's no other buttons to press. Yeah, so this option appears to be, oh, thanks. It's all good. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, this option appears to be a little specific to the phone. So that's not working. And there could be some setting that I'm missing. But yeah, this is a cool, especially the receiver. This is a cool device. Again, Lano sent me this to try out. It works. Now I'm gonna disconnect that. Disconnect this. We can take another look at this in a bit, but I've got more stuff to try out with this screen. So we've got a laptop. So it has a potential option for second screen, nice portable screen. This should be very easy, but I might as well show it as an example while we're here. Whoops. Over there, just make sure everything is still working. Yeah, my mic appears to be working. So we've got this. I forgot to mention these. I'll show them later. So as a second screen, this should be very easy and simple. Just need a laptop of some sort. Whoops. Just dropped a can of energy drink. There's not much in it. Just good. Yeah, also, this is a sugar-free one, so it's not a big deal. But I'm going to get that out of the way. All right. Let's put this back here. Zoom out. Oops. Come on. Power is over here. Yeah. It's kind of a dirty screen there, but I don't really use it as much. It's an old laptop. I took the battery out, and that's kind of marked up. But it's good for an example, at the very least. And you know, it's nice to have a backup of sorts, just in case. See if I can get it to not reflect as much. So with most laptops, you're going to have a HDMI port. It might be a different size or shape, but this has a standard HDMI right here. So I'll be connecting this to the second screen. So the keyboard's not. And then we can easily connect this. HDMI cable. Laptop. There we go. It just works. Easy, simple. So it's duplicating the screen. But you can also go into your settings and change how you want it to work. So instead of duplication, we can do, and actually I prefer the matte finish of this screen to the, I'm just gonna make sure this is kind of focused decently, to this super reflective screen. So we've got duplicate, and I can do extend. So now I've got the two different options here. So I wanted to put this, I'm not sure what side, so they're backwards. And in Windows, you can go and adjust where they show up. So I could take two and put two over here, and then apply that. So now we've got, see if I can do a background or something. Oops, background. It says background is turned off. I don't know when I did that. So turn it on. Ease of access settings. Transparency. Show desktop background. There we go. Cool. So now we've got two screens with a laptop. This is very tiny for what it is. It looks good to me. It's got that nice matte finish. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. Let's see if I have anything interesting on here. Like I said, I don't really use this laptop much, so there's solitaire. Yeah, cool. So if you want to be more productive, and that is not the solitaire I remember. What is this thing? Yeah, that's cool. Okay, next we can do a quick little example with these. I do have these linked on Amazon. They're simple couplers for HDMI. So if you have two short HDMI cables, you could use these to extend things, get more reach. So for an example, pull this. And then take one of these. Seems like it's got some sort of metal case to it. You got your HDMI inputs on both sides. Pretty cool. And then in this case, we can connect that. And then I can extend another cable. Quickly find something that will work. There we go. So here I've got another standard HDMI cable. And this can go into here. And now you've got your extension. See if it works. Yep. Easy enough. And you could probably extend. You can attach multiple cables, but there's probably a point where it will not work properly. But yeah, that is a thing. Cool, that's nice. Let's turn this off. And then we can do the retro gaming stuff. Whoops. Shut down. That. Let's see. Okay. This would probably be nice with something like a Nintendo Switch or other small console. But all I've got is the Super Nintendo. So we can try that. Disconnect this. So I might need to extend it, we'll see. So this is obviously not on Amazon, but there are equivalent ones. This is a composite to HDMI adapter. It's going to take your composite signal and output it as HDMI, which should go to the screen. Let's see where my scissors are. I don't know what I did with them. Here it is. So in this case, zoom out a little bit. Oops, I'm gonna destroy this box, I guess. Oh well. Maybe I should have gone from the bottom. Anyways. Oh, I already opened it from the bottom. Oops. Yeah, so I call it RCA, but I call it composite. So pretty simple. It has to be USB powered, looks like. Although it uses a very old school USB connection type. It does come with a cable. But yeah, that's a very old school USB. Yeah. Anyways, let's try this out. So this is a USB-A connection, and my thing over there is USB-C, so I'm gonna have to get a adapter for that. Here's one. This should hopefully power it. This is 1.5 amp. So you need your power source to power this thing. And then this goes in here. So there's a switch for 720p and 1080p. I'm not sure what the point of that is. Put this in here. So we got power. I'm gonna plug this into the output. And we pull up the Super Nintendo. So it's been done. So it's good. Need that. I just wanted an excuse to play Super Nintendo. Actually, I could use either one of these. This is a S video, so actually I can't use that. And here is my old ugly yellowed Super Nintendo. I can plug this into here. Good. Wants to cooperate. Why is it not going in? Okay, I'll have to look at that later. See why it's not going to the other port. Let's plug this in. So obviously power. We've got our composite RCA. So that's going to go to the Super Nintendo. These out of the way. So I'll put this back here. And then this can go into the adapter. So we've got the different colors, obviously yellow for video. And the other two don't matter too much, but then you'd get the wrong sound on the wrong side if you put them in the wrong one. So that's good. And then let's connect the I don't know why I have two of those. Oops. And this is obviously going to go in the front here. Let's try a game out. I'm thinking here's a good one. Japanese only Gundam fighting game. Gundam Wing Endless Duel. Bought that in Japan. I did modify my Super Nintendo so that I can put those in. Nice. It's got a decent amount of sound. And I think that looks good too. Let's see, where is it focusing? Cool. Like which button to... What? Why is it not working? Huh? What if this controller's got issues? Let me try a different controller. Okay, maybe it was the controller. So clearly it's wide. I'm gonna have to turn that off for a moment. There is a thing in the OSD to adjust the aspect ratio. Yeah. So here's the standard. That's how do I get out of this menu? There we go. Yeah. So that looks pretty good. Make sure it's focused on here. Nice. I'm gonna put a little sound back on. All right. It appears to be working nicely. Yeah, this screen is cool. Boom. So actually my all-time favorite mecha is Tall Geese, but I also like Heavy Arms here. I mean, the second version of it's really cool from the movie, but the original is good too. Let's try Tall Geese. Yeah, Zex. Yeah, this game was really cool in the sense that it's scrolling for this era of, if I can get it to work, there we go. You can hover, dash. Yeah, this is a really good fighting game for this era of game console. And sadly, it didn't come to the United States, this specific game, but there is a version of this for the Power Rangers that I think uses a similar engine, like the back technology involved in it. But anyways, we can try a different game. Let's see. Be a Jam. That's a good one as well. Let's see if it saves the aspect ratio. Yeah, nice. Man, this is a really neat little setup now. Come on. And this thing works no issue so far. It looks decent too. It's not going to be amazing quality, but let's go for the Bulls. Chicago. Yeah, Michael Jordan was not in this game because he was licensed to another group. Oh man. See if I can dunk. Nope. Oh no. Boom. Yeah, this looks good. I think it's at close to 100 brightness, but I have a lot of bright lights. Oops. Yeah, that's 100 brightness. There might be some other settings to increase things a little bit, but try another game just for the thrill of it. Where's Mario Kart? Another classic Super Mario Kart. The original Mario Kart. I'll try 150cc. So this, my go-to was Koopa Troopa. I will say it's kind of got a weird green cast that I don't remember. You can see that I never beat this combination of stuff on this specific cart, or at least anytime recent. Whoops. Oh, this button seems to be having issues. Yeah, not too bad. I don't see any problems with the refresh rate. It is a 60 hertz screen, but that's decent for stuff like this. See if I can use this shell on someone. I don't want to spin out. Oh, okay. That's no. Yeah, I think my controllers need to be cleaned or something. It's probably oxidation on the pads where the buttons contact and into the circuit board. Because this top button's not working all the time. Yeah, the shell didn't even go towards him. Yeah, that clearly did not help me. Cool. Yeah, anyways, this is the screen linked on Amazon, and it's on Twitch as well in the YouTube description. I purchased it. The only thing that I didn't buy, and I showed earlier, was the LLANO thing, and the LLANO thing worked decently well once I figured it out. This thing. So it's a HDMI, specifically the receiver that attaches to the screen, and then your phone, you can cast directly to this. That worked nicely. I wasn't able to get this working to the transmitter, so I'm not sure how that works, but it might depend on the phone. Could always try a different phone with it at some point, but the receiver worked really well. Let's see what other games we've got. This is a NHL Ninja Turtles. Yeah. Actually, this is a reason that I bought a Super Nintendo back when it was a thing. Turtles in Time. So this was an arcade, and it was a Super Nintendo version. Let's see if, make sure it's decently focused. I always look for some reason to pull this out and use it. There we go. Cool. Is it focused decently? I think so. Oops. Whoops. Just making sure the camera's focused. Let's see. Auto dash. We've got different types of look to the turtles. Whoops. So Donatello is my favorite, but I also like Michelangelo, because I'm a fan of Orange. He's a cool dude, but I mean, all of them are good. We'll go with Donnie. Yeah, I really like this screen. It's doing well so far. I mean, obviously there's some quality loss here with this composite thing. If I had one that does S-video, that would be nice, but I don't know if those exist, at least not for a cheap cost, cheap price. So I can hit these. I don't think that did anything. You can dash. You can do flip things. Oh, maybe that was gonna happen. You can throw the. If you time the button presses, you can do that throw, and it's used in the game for a specific level. Still got it. Radical. I can hit this thing. I don't know why it doesn't hurt me, but I think if you are too close to it, it does. Yes. And this is a really good experience with this screen. It's enjoyable. The speaker isn't too bad, like too, whoops, I'm trying to pause. Let's select and see what I've got here for the, okay, I have a really low volume. Yeah, I think it definitely gets loud enough, and it's not tinny. Surprisingly, I don't know where the speakers are. can increase it even more and just see what happens. Go 100%. It sounds pretty good to me. So I have a microphone on me. It's a wireless microphone. I don't know if it's being picked up because I probably have noise reduction on. But it sounds decent to me. And it's fairly loud like that. I'm going to turn it down actually. Let's go 20. Yeah. Actually, recently, they released the second movie in the theater. I think it's still happening right now as I'm streaming this. And I went and saw it the first day that it came out. The second movie was my favorite when I was a kid, but I much prefer the original live-action movie now. Because it's, like, quality-wise and story and everything, it's much better, in my opinion, now. But as a kid, I didn't see that as much. And also how the timing was. I think I might have seen the second movie in the theater, but I probably had seen the original movie afterwards at some point. But I don't really remember much. Anyways, it's worth watching, especially if you've never seen it, the second movie. And it's good for what it is, but as an adult watching it, I see a lot of goofy flaws and weird. Like, for example, there was this scene, I think it was Michelangelo, he was holding a pizza, but he was holding the box almost vertically. It's like, dude, you're destroying that pizza. But he's in a suit, so the actor probably had no clue what he was doing, holding that box like that. But it's just goofy little things like that. And of course, in the second movie, Vanilla Ice, the rapper, was in there towards the end of the movie. And I mean, I liked that at the time as a kid, but I mean, he's fine as an adult, whatever. It's not a bad song. It's a pretty good song. The ninja rap song. But yeah, it was fun to watch it in the theater as an adult. Yeah. Okay, I'm enjoying this too much, but we can try a different game. Let's see. I don't have a ton of games anymore. There's a baseball game. We have another Japanese game. This would be a good example. So this came out in Europe, but it didn't come out in the United States. It's called Strike Gunner STG. It's a scrolling spaceship game. And I actually bought this one in Japan in 2006. Make sure the camera's focused. So we got otaku level. I don't know if I ever noticed that. Otaku level difficulty. Easy, normal, otaku. And this is the Japanese version of the game, so this is coded into it. We'll go maximum. Oh, that's funny. So you can select your different special weapon. Heavy Vulcans, double fighter thing. We'll go with this. What do I press? Yeah, so it's a scrolling spaceship type game. So it should have unlimited And then when I use the secondary fire, it's using some of that extra dying so quick. I did select Otaku difficulty, so that is fast. There's a stealth fighter. Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna be dead quick here. Man, they're very accurate in this mode. It doesn't help that I fly into bullets. Oh, it didn't even give me anything. And on the Super Nintendo, I can feel it slow down at parts. That's funny. Nice. Try not to, I was going to say I'm going to try not to die and lose my faster weapon, but that took all of 1 second. Well, that was it. Let's not. Yeah, it's a cool game. But clearly I'm not otaku level skilled at that. And then we got Mario's Time Machine. We've got Mario's Missing. This is one with Luigi. We'll do this one. I think this is going to take too much brain power for me, but we'll quickly try it. Continue search. Let's pick one. So there's no dying in this, or any actual danger. Trying to see if I can go into any of this stuff. Anyways, yeah, that's that. Is a city map? Oh. So that's what... Yeah. It's going to take a little bit too much brain power for me right now. Let's see what else we've got. Be a gym. There's a hockey game. NHL 95. So clearly the Ninja Turtle game was louder than these other games. But I will say the speaker in this thing is pretty decent. It doesn't sound tinny. Whoops. I don't remember what. Let's see. Boston, Buffalo, Calgary. We'll go against the Canadians. Or will I be Canadian? New York, New Jersey. Is there a Chicago one? Chicago. Okay. We'll go against the Canadians. I'm in Illinois, so Chicago. What do I do here? I don't know. Oh, that's me. This is pretty rough. Also, we could turn on the stretchy mode. Let's see. Trying to remember what button does what here. Yeah, so there's the wide mode. If you want to do that. Doesn't look too bad with this specific game. Whoops. I'm not sure what button does what here. Okay, I just... What the heck? Okay. Nope. I don't know what that button does. Nope. Bro. Whoops. Face off. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to understand what's going on there. I pretty much kept this game because it came with instructions in a box, and sports games are not worth anything these days, so I can't even, I mean, I don't think they would even take it trade in. This one's more interesting. I turned this into a Super Channel stream. Super Baseball 2020, which 2020, that already happens. So let's compare this 2020 to 2026. Sure, it's... Is that what our baseball looks like now? I'm not sure. I don't know what any of this means. So we've got bunt, stolen base, something. No. Fighting leg and... American Dreams, Tokyo Samurais, Taiwan. Oh, Battle Angels? Sure. Is this what baseball looks like now? Okay, that's me on the thing down here. Oh, we cracked that one. What? Holy. Okay, this one's a little loud. I pause. Whoops. Oops, I touched something that messed it up. I either touched this or the game messed it up, but yeah, that was kind of loud. Anyways, I think you get the point. That's apparently it's supposed to be 2020 baseball. Oh, this is a good one. SimCity. This is my favorite SimCity because it's got that character in it, and it's kind of an interesting version of it. Let's see if... Okay. I think I must have touched the... Because I had removed two things inside here to make Japanese games work in it. In retrospect, not the best idea, but... So it looks like the battery still works in this. Oh, no, anything. Okay, here's a zoom. Yeah, if you're unfamiliar somehow with SimCity, I mean, the scrolling is good on this screen. It looks smooth. And of course, we've got the aspect ratio. This is being stretched. So this is the actual thing for the Super Nintendo. It is weird looking at this aspect ratio now, but it seems fine on this screen. So we could just build some... Anyways, this is SimCity. Here's the character that's unique to this version of it for the Nintendo version. So that's that. Let's see what else we've got. Do Mario RPG. This one's going to be a little much to get into, but see if the battery still works on it. I specifically remember when I bought this one, because it was just, I mean, not the super specifics, but I remember enough that it was just going into a summer vacation. And I got my name. So battery still works in there. Yeah, it's a turn-based RPG made by Square. And then there's a thing where you press the button at a certain time and it does an additional attack, I think. It's kind of ingrained into my brain, I guess, that I naturally do it. I don't know if that worked. Yeah. Cool. Could also do stretch mode and see what it looks like on this game. There we go. Doesn't look too bad. We got wide mode Mario and Malo, I think his name is. Mushroom Kingdom. Oh. Okay. Look at that weird clipping on the stairway. That's funny. How do I talk to him? There we go. So I guess Princess Toadstool really was kidnapped by Bowser. Hello. Hey, Mario. Look what you're standing in. What am I standing in? Okay. Whoops. There's a reptile. But I let him get away. So got an inn. Save spot. Whoa. Oh my. Okay. Let's wake this person up. Wake up. Wake up. Nope. I don't really remember much from this game. It's been a long time since I played it. It looks like Toad. See if there's anything interesting. It's the main castle. Okay. Yeah. Looks good. Do have a few more. Got Street Fighter. This is Super Street Fighter 2. So it has some of the, at the time, new characters like Cammy and T-Hawk. Trying to think of the other ones. I don't know if that works. I think that's the code. I don't know if that works in this game. Super battle versus battle option. Difficulty, time limit. So let's go with Ryu. I've cosplayed him in the past. Also Ken as well. Hadouken. Tatsumaki Senpu Kyaku something. Dang it. There we go. It's been a while. The layout of the Super Nintendo controller is not amazing. These are the heavy hitters, and then the weaker. Trying to do the dragon punch. Dang it. Trying to do the dragon punch. Show Ryukin. Bro. He's absolutely destroying me. Oh, right in the face. Yeah, so that is Street Fighter. Yet another fighting game. Ninja Turtles. Tournament Fighters. Or Tournament Fighters, depending on what region you're in. Total Combat. Let's go with Donnie. Of course, we're still in the stretch mode. This is not the traditional aspect ratio of the Super Nintendo. I think it looks pretty decent, though. I never really played this one much. I bought this game well after. Okay, those buttons appear to do nothing. Yeah. Cool. Let's see what else we've got. Super Mario. So this is the combo cart. I've sold a bunch of games. I used to have the original that came with my Super Nintendo, but I think I sold that one and kept this combo cart. So it's got Mario All-Stars and then Mario World in it. Let's see how this goes. Make sure it's focused. Let's see if the battery still works. There's something in there. I guess it doesn't matter which one I pick. Whoops. It's been a long time. Oh, this is not a great one. Nope. Okay. Oh my. Nice. Oh, that was probably something useful. Cool. Items. I'll remember this. You have to guess. Bro. There's got to be one that's... There we go. I'm gonna take a guess and say, nope, never mind. Can we speed run this? Oh, I'm done. Okay, not too bad. A peace sign. Let's see how far I got with this. Oh. Whoops. I pressed the jump button, but clearly not fast enough. Okay, that did not work. Nice. Need this guy. Okay, that... Am I supposed to do this? Can I jump over that? Oh. Guess I can go down. Okay, those don't work on them. Ah. Whoops. This is not ideal. I'm just gonna run. Oh. There's probably stuff in there. Oof. What is this? Easy. Was there something up here? Probably gonna wake up. Up. I think I picked the wrong. Oh, that's fine. Nice. Let's not work on them. Oh. Anyways, that is Mario. You know, one more. Oh, here's a strategy game. I think this one will be fine on the screen. The camera will focus. Gemfire. Let's see. Oops. Yeah, not too exciting, but it's going to be a single screen. Yeah. So anyways, that's pretty good. Whoops. Good screen here. I enjoy it. Trying it out. I did purchase this. So you're going to need some sort of USB power solution to make it work. In my case, I have this. Let me zoom all the way out. This Imfish branded thing. So this definitely has the ability to output enough watts to the screen. It's 240 watt over 4 ports. I can look at the spec here and see what it needed. So it does have these 2 screw holes in the back. Now it looks like those are speaker ports back here. So that's where the speakers are. They sounded pretty decent. And a viewer mentioned these are probably M5, at least the size of them. So 5mm. And it could be 2 VESA connections, but it's hard to say. I don't know if I have anything to try that. We can look at this manual here. Let's see. See if it mentions. I don't see any. So it has a color gamut of 72% of sRGB. That's not amazing, but it looked decent to me with the Super Nintendo. I don't see any mention of the screw ports on the back so far. So it shows this sort of thing there. Maybe this is an add-on you can purchase separately. Yeah, cool. Anyways, I think I'm done with the stream for today. That was a really nice little look into display technologies, old and new. And then this portable screen was fun. Also, the thing that LLANO sent me worked pretty well with the direct phone to screen, HDMI screen. So that was this thing. I wasn't able to get this working, the transmitter thing, USB-C to, but I think it depends on your phone to make it work. But having the phone directly connected was fine as well. Anyways, I'm gonna sign out of Amazon. See ya. And then also can sign out of YouTube. Let's see. I'll sign out of YouTube. Hopefully, if you watch it as a fact, you enjoy it. And then we can